Yo, this is Sadanand, and here with my new video, which is home server. As I said in my previous video, that this video will be up within first week of Jan, but it is not, and I'm pretty late. I know, because of my college, and I was too lazy. Never mind. A long story short, why I need the home server. I like when I was in grade 11th, I watched this guy, and he just explained how to set up a home server, like without spending any rupees, with this help of an old laptop and a Wi-Fi. That's it. I was just like too fascinated, and I thought I want to give it a shot, and I did. Uh, like on December 2025, yeah, like the month of November, between the time period between November ending to December, I used my home server, and before jumping into the explanation, if you are someone with a decent knowledge in this stuff, and you think I'm explaining XYZ things wrong, then please rectify all my mistakes in comment. I will be generally happy. And I have like distributed this explanation in 7 layers of my home server. So it will be easy to explain and it will be easy to you to understand that how all of my stuff works. So let's get started. You can see I have 7 layers here. Layer one, let's talk about layer one. Layer one was nothing but my hardware. The hardware means my laptop part, which was having a RAM of 8 GB, storage of 112 GB, and yeah, that's it. It was my Lenovo IdeaPad S145. All of the specs will right be on screen. That's it for layer one. And for layer 2, which is nothing special, it is also nothing special. It's just like what OS I use, like operating system. Then I researched about 2 to 3 operating system, and I found out Ubuntu is best because it was pretty common, pretty famous, and it has a great user support. So I thought let's give it Ubuntu a try. So I did. So for layer 2, I used my for operating system, I used like Ubuntu. And for layer 3, layer 3, the name which I have given to layer 3 is nothing. Sorry, it's not nothing. It's my service platform. It's my service platform. And what I mean by service platform means my services which my server was running. Services, for example, like my own Google Drive, my own Netflix, and my own Spotify. So first I was running services directly on my layer 3. For example, I'm running three services like my own Google Drive, my own Netflix, and my own Spotify. Example, my any of the service gave an error or that has a faulty code, then it will directly affect my service layer 2, which is my operating system layer, or it could also affect my layer 1, which is my hardware layer. So to uh, avoid that, I just took help from ChatGPT and set up a like Docker thing on my layer on my layer 2, which is I installed Docker. Now my every service and I started running every single services inside Docker. Now what is Docker? For example, you are in a class of 50 students, so there are 50 boxes in a class, and in each box there is a student writing their own exam paper. Example, a girl is crying, a guy is shouting. The other 42 will not be disturbed because they are crying or shouting in their own respective layer, not on directly like in classroom. Because if they'll shout in classroom, every single other thing will obviously get like disturbed. So I installed boxes, and every guy or girl will write their exam inside boxes. So if they shout, they cry, it will affect them only, not the whole layer. So for visualization, that's how it works. This is my OS and Docker here. My service, for example, Google Drive is my service one, Spotify is my service two, Netflix is my service three. So I run this three services, and every single services is running inside a box. This box is containers, and like service one is running in its own container, service two is running in its own container, and same goes for service three. It helped me to easily manage, install, delete, manage apps, and configure them and all that stuff. So that was my layer 3 for you all. Now let's go with layer 4. Layer 4 was nothing much. It was just my management layer, like how I managed all the stuff. So basically, my list laptop was lying around in corner of a room, of a table. It was 24/7 plugged in, connected to my Wi-Fi. But I used to manage it through SSH. If you don't know what SSH means, it in shortly it just means that you are logging into someone else's computer from your computer using their IP address to run some commands or operate them using your terminal. Yeah, that's it, SSH in short. So I used SSH from this computer to manage, install, and do everything for a home server. That was my layer 4. For layer 5, my layer 5 was nothing but network and access layer. You will What does it mean? I'll explain it very shortly. So as you know, on layer 3, I explain how I used to run three services. For example, my own Google Drive, my own Spotify, and my own Netflix. So to access that in real life, for example, if you want to access Netflix, what you will do? You will open a new tab, type the URL of Netflix, and there you go. Same goes for Spotify, same goes Google Drive. But to access my own Google Drive, my own Netflix or my own Spotify, which I set it up on my layer 3, I couldn't use the official URL, or it does not have their own URL, right? So I could log in using or access it using my IP address. So there were two options. First was using my local IP address. Like when I was at home, I used to use my own local IP address. But here's the catch. Now, what if I want to access my Spotify when I'm in train? What if want to access my movies when I'm with my friends partying? What if I want to access my shows when I'm in college? So I could not use my local IP address, right? So that's where I installed Tailscale. So what Tailscale is, for example, here. Example, this is my room and it's my server, it's my personal PC, it's my mobile. This thing Grayscale has a wireless Wi-Fi which is connected to all of my thing, and they provide me a private IP address. The only thing is you need to log in into Tailscale from all these devices using only same account. Like if you are using account A to log in into Tailscale from home server, you should use account A from personal PC too, and you should use account A from mobile only. Then Tailscale will provide a private IP address for each of the device, and you can use that IP address to log in into your services. If you are like outside your home, in college, in office, and anywhere from around the world. So that was my network and access layer. And for layer 6, which was my storage layer, I used Samba. It provided like basic file drive options, NAS system. Like I could easily access it using my this PC section. It acted as a file driver. This one, it was my file driver. I could easily like import shows, movies, songs directly here, and it was directly it used to get saved into my home server from here. So yeah, I was using Samba for storing. That's it for my layer 6. And for layer 7, I added a thing called as dashboard. I made a front end in which it used to show its disk, RAM, CPU uses, and a option to shut down, reboot, and all that stuff. That's it. That's it for my video. So that's it. Basically, how my whole server worked. Now I explain basically how it was working, like the system. So this is for a reminder. My layer 3 is my service layer. My layer 5 is my network layer. My layer 6 is my storage layer. So yeah, so for example, so how it was working. So as I was saying, I used to store all my shows, movies here, and it used to get stored using my layer 6, which was storage, for which I was using Stamba directly from here to my home server. Then I used to access it using a thing which is called Jellyfin. It's a media server. Uh, the interface looks something like this. Like it's a one-stop destination. Like it's a one-stop destination for all of the things like uh, your shows, movies, songs which you have stored on your home server. You can access directly using Jellyfin. And setting up Jellyfin is too easy. You can do that. So I used to store directly on my layer 6 on storage on my movies, TV shows, and songs. And I used to start a service, which is a service. And example, this service is Jellyfin. Then I used to log in. To log in into Jellyfin, you need an IP address and a port number. If you are at home, you can use your own IP address, as I said in layer 5, local IP address or Tailscale. But what if I'm outside? What if I'm outside? So I used to use Tailscale IP address to log in into my Jellyfin server, and my Jellyfin server, which is my services in layer 3, and it contain all my movies, shows, songs, which is stored in layer 6, which is my storage. So how it goes was from network layer 5. I used to imagine I'm in college. I use my Tailscale IP to log in into my service platform, which is Jellyfin, and Jellyfin showed all the like movies, TV shows, songs stored on my storage layer, which is layer 6. So it kind of worked like that, to be honest, in simple words. Yeah, that's it out of it. So I just typed my Tailskill IP address and its port number is used to direct me, and then I opened my service of Jellyfin, and Jellyfin used to show all the movies, shows, songs are stored on my layer 6 in storage layer. So as you can like notice, like every single layer was kind of interconnected to each other. Like every single layer was working directly using each other, like kind of twins. Like this works with help of this works with help of this works with help of this. Everything was interconnected, yes. And additionally, on my home server, if you give it a try, it will just be a normal terminal screen. To make it look more cool, I installed btop. Like what is btop? Btop is nothing but like you can monitor all your resources here. Like the interface is like that. uh, like it shows your CPU uses graph, your like all the commands, programs, your RAM, everything like that. And I set it up like script. And what the script used to do, like whenever I used to turn on my laptop on my of my home server, it used to run the command btop directly, and the screen like this, the screen like this used to appear directly. And to exit this, just press escape and click exit, and it used to get exit. But yeah, it looked cool on my home server screen. That's it. That's it. And it was pretty basic setup. I had my own media server where I used to store my movies, shows, songs. I had my own Google Drive cloud storage where I used to store my photos and all. And I used I also used that home server to host Anatane and other some platform. Like I experimented with all that entertain and other single thing, but I failed miserably in many things. But yeah, it was a great experience, and I would like to try many things and make a more advanced servers in future. That's it for the video. Sign off, and hope I'll see you in next month with new crazy videos ideas. That's it. Thank you.